Okay, I've gotten this question in a couple different iterations. I can't draw, but I know what I want to see, and I have a friend that started designing with me, and I think I wanna evolve the art more and stuff, or I want to start a brand, but I don't know how to do everything. So look, obviously, I come from a design background. I come from an art background. That's what got me started into this. The fact that I have a YouTube channel now, and I consult with a lot of companies and use the other side of my brain, which is just more logistical and brand management, is kind of funny. But the beginning of my path was this would be a dope job to do 8 hours a day. Is at the time I thought sketching and drawing, which is kind of what we do on Illustrator, but creating garments, designing them, and putting it all together. And so now that I've been design director, for the last couple gigs that I've been doing, and or a consultant where they really value what I'm saying, both art wise and brand wise in general. Let me say this about your art director or your graphic designer, whoever it is. First of all, yes, it's a great idea. It's almost a need to have someone that's solely invested into the graphic language of your company. Now, I always say start with t-shirts, even if you want to do garments. Um, but even if you do garments, there's companies that are known for their garments, or like just say a category in their garments, like they're known for their woven shirts, or they're really known for, at Orisu, knits was a strong category for us. Like short sleeve Henleys and V-necks, and doing different details to the neckline, or interesting pocket lines and stuff like that. But I feel like companies that might be more lopsided towards that, you're leaving money on the table in terms of your printable goods, and your T-shirts, which is all graphic design. That's your true and true graphic designer. And then a lot of people go from graphic design and then learn the garment side of things, where I came from the garment side of things, and then learned more into graphic design to the point where I'll get hired to do graphics as well, even though it's not my strong suit. But uh, as to push through or to qualify more, now I know even more, when people are dealing with files, and what type of work it takes uh, to get something redone graphically. For example, at one of the companies I worked with, I had a design director, and he had no idea how to turn on the computer, no idea how to turn it on. And so when me on the garment side and the art director and the graphic side, a lot of times there'd be like slash through changes, like can you do everything in green or whatever color that is. He schedule wise, I had no idea what kind of work that meant between me and the art director to redo all the CADs, and undo and unlock layers and change, and depending on how you built your files, obviously you have to know your programs. And that's fine because it's all part of the job. But it gives me a certain sensitivity when I am a creative director or in a place of direction for a brand or a company or a capsule or a grouping. And so I'm kind of giving you the mid-sized company to a larger company version of it, because again, when I'm talking to you guys, a lot of you guys are green startup companies. So if you're starting a brand new, do I think you should have a graphic designer? Absolutely, because you're going to pay money to print those shirts, and they already have a tough shot of standing out between an ocean of millions of brands out there. And so it's very important. I say start with shirts, but you got to be very strategic about what those shirts are saying, because that's the first introduction to your brand. Yeah, if it ends up both online or on a rack somewhere, you need it to communicate something to someone where they're like, dude, that's a dope ass shirt. I need to pick up that shirt. So if that makes sense. So, and then it kind of crosses when I'm dealing with brand owners that also do the designs of their brand. I need to know how attached and not attached they are to their work. Uh, because I'm at a state where you can tear it all down. Sales guys can tear all of my stuff down because I know that our common goal is to sell product. We need to sell the stuff. So I'm going to come to the table with all my research and development and what me and the team have come up with. And then sales, distributors, directors of operations, all your sales directors in-house, they're going to then weigh in and say, this won't do well, we believe, because of this and this and that. And then you make your changes. So you know you're going to make changes. But I feel like you need someone that's immersed in the art and the art direction of what your brand needs to be. And then it's hard for that person to at the same time be someone who's objective and subjective about what the product needs to look like in order to sell. Because it's two different things. So finding the medium between that is the sweet spot to create harmony in the company and create productivity. So yeah, I'm a big fan of finding a resource or finding a person who is 10 times better at it than you in sales, marketing, design, in all of the pillars that create a company. Because at some point, you're not going to, hopefully if the company goes well, you're going to be dealing with other things. What was it? I forgot the name of the book, but I read a book from the founder of Starbucks, and in a way he demoted himself once the company got so successful, and he was very honest with himself, and he said, you know what, I am not the best person in this role, whatever that role was, CEO or CFO or COO, and he consciously said, I need to bring someone in for the greater good of the company. And so and that's, oh man, that's dope on so many levels. There's honesty with yourself, there's a removal of ego, and so a lot of times I'm thinking about that and the greater good of the company, like what is best for this company to grow. Because if you're a founder of it or a partner of it or an owner of it, I mean, you're gonna benefit from that anyway. So I hope that helps. Is a basic question, I think, asking, oh, should I bring on a graphic designer? But my answer to that is really in depth and for a couple different levels. So that's why I wanted to make a video on it. Hope that helps. You already know. Got questions? Want to add to the conversation? Drop them below. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Peace.